it up.
WTF.
Okay.
All right, here we go with another exciting episode of fucking Bikes and Brews. Today we have Brewery X Slap and Tickle.
Wait.
It is a.
Introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm Ryan. That's Carl, and that's RJ.
Thank you.
Yep. So we've got another beer that I'm probably not gonna like, but I'm gonna.
What are we dealing with?
I'm going to not like.
Oh my
And,
god! I just peeked at the can. You are gonna love this one.
And I'm gonna suffer through it for your shitty entertainment. So
Yes.
This is Brewery X Slap and Tickle, which I'm sure RJ is ready to fondle with his
He's
mouth.
been drinking for 3 days now.
Yes. RJ decided to start
Jack
talking
Hammer's been drinking for 3 days.
just as soon as he got some liquor in him. Anyhow, yeah, it's a West Coast India Pale Ale.
Do you know what West Coast India Pale Ale is?
It's an IPA.
Okay. Do you know why West Coast separates it?
Because it was on the western side of
And what
North
distinguishes
America.
the West Coast from the East Coast?
the Pacific Ocean instead of the Atlantic. How am I doing?
More hops.
More hops.
More hoppy.
Jumps a lot higher. Got
So
it.
it's going to be more bitter.
Oh, fucking fabulous. Let's get this over with.
Okay. Wait. Alcohol by volume. I can see it from here.
6.7.
Starting to creep up there. It's not like...
Even without the glasses, you can see that it's 6.7.
Yeah, okay. We can all see why fucking children love tricks or whatever it is also. So here you go. Have your fucking RJ.
I'll pour for
That's a
RJ.
weak ass
Perfect.
pour.
He's been drinking for 3 days straight.
God, it smells like grass clippings.
Yes, it is.
From-
This is like a freshly cut lawn in the summertime. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
what the fuck?
He's like, yeah. You're like,
yeah.
oh.
No.
This is grass. But it's...
Total grass.
I can smell citrusy, though.
Yes. Citrus, yeah.
What the fuck? Why do you do this to yourself?
That's great.
Why?
It's a little cloudy. You're just laying into
Like
it.
his judgment.
He's going on 4 days now
Oh,
of
it
drinking.
just gets worse. I had like
that's
half a
good.
sip of that. Oh,
RJ
God.
likes it.
God, that makes me question his judgment.
I'll put hair on your balls.
I don't know about that one.
Is that what this was for? What do you...
Slap and tickle, yes.
No.
Yes, it's perfect. Perfect. I got a little bit of that. 'cause
I didn't get any of the
don't
tickle. All I got was the
I'm not
slap.
going to spill the beans yet until we go. Okay. Let's talk about this one.
It's a fucking 2.
Okay.
There's probably something worse, but this is awful.
This is horrible for
Yes,
you.
no,
This is the
I-
worst experience ever.
This
for
is
you.
the worst beer that we have tried, bar none.
Really?
Yes, no.
Wow.
Absolutely fuck
This is even has a little bit of haze to it. And you still are, well, it's pretty high in alcohol too for...
No, the alcohol.
It's not crazy. It's not
We
like
had one
unusually high.
We had one 2 episodes ago that was 9 point something, and I would have gladly drank the entire can versus having to finish whatever is left in that piece of shit.
There's a lot of hops in there. There's a lot of green. There's a lot of grass in there. And this is a third less alcohol. I don't know where I got that number.
It's like somebody just emptied out the fucking yard waste bin after sat in the side yard for 2 weeks. That's horrible.
RJ?
8.
Snowman.
Snowman.
Ugh.
You kind of liked it though. You said you liked it.
Yeah, I do.
Why do I talk to you people? Oh my god.
You done got slapped. No tickle.
No tickle. Ugh.
7.
7?
6.5, 7. And the reason why is
drink.
because I don't like West Coast IPAs.
Yeah, apparently I don't either.
They're usually really like you think of an IPA that it's bitter and it's got a lot of hops in this, and then they said, you know what, we're gonna shove more. I'm gonna have
More
your
hops.
swill and your.
Yeah, good.
I hope you lipped that super good.
You just birdied it for you.
They seemed like smashing hops into the can when they packaged it. You know what I mean? It's like the worm at the bottom of tequila. It's like there's the hops in there that are floating in there. But
Just the smell after pouring. Oh.
But the hazy, they don't even call it that.
It's not really hazy.
But look at it.
No, but usually hazies don't have high
Hazy.
Yeah, it looks like
No,
dehydrated.
No, I know, I get
piss.
that, but it looks like it, and to me, it tastes a little bit like that, like a hazy.
RJ, you work in the medical community, right?
Correct.
If a patient produced that, you would be very worried.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Slap and
Why
tickle.
would he be drinking something a patient produced?
He's not.
I do taste a little bit of.
But there's a scale that they look at.
Tell me about Brewery X.
Yeah, they're a bunch of masochists from Anaheim. I once went there,
Okay.
and I had a grilled cheese sandwich. It was fine.
Fine or good?
It was fine. It was $18.
Tell me about the monks that work there.
I didn't see a single monk, and that might be where they went wrong.
Oh, you know what? Because they don't have like whale semen and stuff like that.
No, no tricky dick ingredients.
Okay, but we're okay. So my point is, where I'm going with this is we're going into wintertime, and what does that mean? It means what a lot of people think is cyclocross season.
I was thinking hot chocolate, but all right.
Yes.
Thought we were still on drinks.
No, that was 4 days ago.
Okay. So cyclocross.
So cyclocross. Let's hear. The funny thing about cyclocross, it's like, I don't want to compare it.
To what?
It seems polarizing to people, and it's.
Cyclocross is polarizing?
I think so.
Or are you just trying to avoid saying gravel because you have
I don't want it to be
an
compared.
allergic reaction?
We're gonna compare it to gravel, but not right now.
Okay.
Okay. So
now we're going to compare it to gravel.
now we're gonna talk about cyclocross.
Okay.
What's your feelings about cyclocross? Your gut feels, and then we'll get into a little bit more into detail later.
It doesn't exist locally.
It does a little bit, and you probably don't realize this.
No, I know like Craig races it.
There are people who race it in Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I don't think of it.
Okay.
I see some videos and like covered on different YouTube channels, and occasionally I'll catch highlights like when Elizabeth steps on people's bikes and then tries to blame other people for it.
Yeah, intentionally.
Yeah, there's
Things like that.
it's entertaining, but I feel like the reason a lot of people like it is because it's a really good reason to get out of the house, get on a bike, or just start drinking beer and shouting at people. Who
Which
ride
I like
bikes.
all of the above.
Yes, no, it's right up your alley.
Yeah, totally up my alley. What about you?
Yep. Enjoy watching it.
Like I think.
Okay, I think we're done.
All right, that's good. Thanks, RJ.
Thanks, RJ. I really wanted to get into that whole thing. I never did, and I have parts of me that regret it big time. There's parts of me that like I've met people that race cyclocross in Southern California,
It's not too late.
and I have this whole impression of it of like in the mud and like taking beer from the fans as you're riding by them, and eating French fries with mayonnaise, and yeah. And then you go to a Southern California event and you're like, they're racing on dirt, and they're going into a park because that's what they have access to, and they're putting a bunch of tape up around these cones and everything, and you're like, that doesn't look like that much fun.
I was gonna say, do we need to make a video documenting you getting into cyclocross?
I really wanted to get into it. I really like the idea of it because for me, it's an hour flat out. It's not like these. For me, that's my style of racing. Like punch and pedal to the metal.
Slap and tickle.
I don't care about riding for 10 hours. That's not fun to me. Books and tape are over with. I'm bored, and I'm over it. Like an hour punt, balls to the wall, and then,
No Vans off the wall.
it's not an hour climb. They're usually really, really short, punchy climbs. So it's not cross-country cycling, which is a different sport. It's more about like these flat-out pure power with these punchy climbs that are really short. Then you might have to throw your bike over your shoulder and hop over this. I like the whole idea of all that style of riding.
Do they not do like the
The barricades.
barricade things you got to jump over?
They do.
Okay.
They do that, but there's just not in Southern California. It's so forced because somewhere like Belgium,
Because there's no winter.
yeah, there's no winter, and that's what deflated me. I was like, oh,
Oh, I live in the wrong country.
yeah. It's almost like going. It's like when we go to Christmas at the mall, outdoor malls. It's like they bring out.
It's just not the same at Fashion Island and Newport Beach.
In Fashion Island, Newport Beach with this like electrified ice skating rink that here, and it's like on top of like beach sand. It's too phony for me. And like it's 70 degrees out, and people are in t-shirts and shorts, and they're trying to rent their ice skates. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't fit, and it's like it ruined it for me. So yeah, okay. Anyways, but
we need to make him compete in a Belgian cyclocross race.
right.
That would be.
Yes.
I would watch.
I would love to because I like the idea because I like to race cross country bikes. I like to ride mountain bikes. I like to ride road bikes. I think cyclocross would be a little bit of all those and be enough of its own niche where it would be really fun. It's an alternative, and I like that style of punchy, fast, to the wall, power bike handling.
I just want to
Solo to a certain extent because like you kind of eliminate a little bit of that like drafting and all that.
No,
that's
you've eliminated all of that.
yeah. It's not really an equation.
You haven't kind of. It just never.
But it's not like okay, it's a mountain bike race where you're gonna have to climb up that hill. I get that. That's fine but don't make it this sport. It's a different sport. So I dig it. I really like it, and I'm kind of an armchair fan when it comes to like the races in Europe and everything, and I like to see like some of the roadies and mountain bikers and stuff, mostly roadies, like kind of really get into it and like own it. I'm a fanboy when it comes to that.
RJ's Lord and Savior is the patron saint of cyclocross.
Yes,
That is.
Matthew Vanderpool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some of those skills.
How would
and
be his name?
those strengths that the roadies have, like the Vanderpools and the Van Aerts and everything. Those they go both ways, but their strengths that are in road translate into cyclocross and vice versa. I'd like to see how they apply those talents. Yeah. Pidcock to a certain extent, people like that, and then pure cyclocross racers that back in the day, So I don't know.
Couldn't
I dig
name
it.
one.
Couldn't name one. What about the bikes? I mean, that's the original gravel bike. Let's compare it.
Oh, my gravel bike is a cyclocross bike.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just.
I think the gravel bikes basically evolved out of cyclocross, and the industry wanted to make a new niche.
They needed something.
They needed something that this is our new. Okay, we have relaxed bikes, and so that ran its course. Now we need to do something else. Now we're gonna do gravel bikes because cyclocross bikes won't work, and it's like that's just a cyclocross bike. Well, we need to make it different enough.
Meanwhile, the specialized crux.
Yeah, but but they're like, well, we'll just let them strip more of the rules down. Okay, so now you can allow bigger tires. Now they're approaching cross-country tires.
No, they're there.
I mean, they're allowed different size wheels and things like that. Before it was, like cyclocross is like there's really specific rules there. Like
cyclocross bike is just an endurance road bike with 33 millimeter knobbies on it.
And there's rules that you can't go bigger than that. The wheel has to be a certain size, like all that kind of stuff. And it's evolved now. It's like, well, it's more aggressive version of a gravel bike. And even back in the day, it was like you didn't even put a water bottle on there because it's an hour race.
Yeah.
Things like that. And there's
a gravel bike's the opposite. You have a
burrito bag.
You've got a burrito bag. You got a down tube bottle. You got two in the frame. You've got your fucking drink arrow.
And it's just thing. It's the Wild West in not a good way. So like the bull horns, like they're kind of flaring out, and the hoods are going in, and then some people are like, "Let's do this," and then I'm gonna run for a while. They're like, "Well, let's put aero bars." I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like it looks so bad, And it's like, just go. You know what, guys? Let's all agree the cyclocross bike in the garage that's collecting dust. Let's use that.
The brands would never
No,
stick with
it's
that.
so dumb. You know, it's like.
But what I will say is that the two types of bike are diverging. So
But they're kind of coming full circle.
yeah, you're getting rid of.
Like the guys that are the best at gravel, they're kind of riding road versions of their bikes. Like tweaked.
okay,
It's
but-
basically a cyclocross.
but then-
bike. They're
but
not
then you-
riding the burrito bag and everything.
Yeah, but then you get back to like European versus American gravel.
Right.
Because the gravel bikes that you're seeing at, Lifetime Grand Prix events are not at all the same as what you just saw at Gravel Worlds, the UCI in Belgium.
Because I'm saying it's coming full circle because it's like at first they're like, you know what, cyclocross is like too restricting and it's not really relate to us, so we're gonna strip all the rules. But then you get these events where people are handing bottles to people on the side of the road, and then you have somebody that's like, we're gonna cheat and like draft for this girl who's in a different event that's running simultaneously, and so we're gonna start adding all these rules in, and you're like, we're coming back down to cyclocross again.
But then you also had the people who are like, we have a Chase Lounge at mile 120. Come take your photo on it mid-race.
Yeah, it's such a hodgepodge, and I think that's going to take some while to figure out. But it's like, yeah, it's the Wild West in not a good way,
Gravel is ultra endurance cyclocross.
which doesn't appeal to me. It's like the worst combo ever. Let's do a 3-day Transamerica ride. That sounds like fun. And then, okay, well, I'm gonna go home and go to bed, and I'll see you back tomorrow morning. Okay.
You're such a hater. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You don't hate
I'm
any-
gonna hold 100 watts for the next 18 hours. That sounds awesome. I'm gonna draft off these
100
10
watts.
guys. I'm gonna draft off these 10 guys so I can make it to the 28th hour. How fast are you going? I'm going 18 miles an hour.
Have you seen what? Have you seen what Unbound looks like nowadays? It's the furthest thing from that.
What's that? Compared to like cyclocross? It's totally that. I'm like,
Have you seen the average wattages and stuff? It's insanity.
oh my gosh. Yeah.
Didn't the guy who won was 350 watts
Yeah, it's
normalized for
stupid. It's
5
stupid.
hours?
I mean, I get. I'm being.
Yeah,
an
but what
asshole.
about the guy who's What about the guy?
Because
who
they
came in
basically
last?
just went all out for 5 hours instead of all out for 1 hour.
I mean,
All the way across
road guys can
Kansas.
do that. I mean, they can hold stupid numbers and everything, and then this is taking it to the next level.
Yeah,
But
gravel is just road racing plus cyclocross.
I don't like sports where I'm like, I'm going to watch it for 20 minutes, and I'm going to go have lunch for a while, and then I'm going to come back, and nothing's really changed.
You realize we're talking about You realize we're talking about cycling, right?
Yeah. No, but cyclocross, you wouldn't like enough happens in an hour where you're like, okay, I might go get another beer, but I probably don't want to because I don't want to miss anything. You know? It's like watching a flat stage in the Tour de France 10 times 10.
Oh no, fuck that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you're only going to watch the last 20 seconds. Are you going to watch 2 hours into a gravel race and be like, what? Turn the volume up.
I can't hear the dirt road.
Oh my God! Did you see that move? The guy, he just put down the power. You know. Gosh.
One thing I will say that's really helped gravel, in my opinion, is
Nothing. The fact that it hasn't been on NBC yet.
No, the coverage of it, unfortunately, live is horrendous. But when they actually put it together and do a highlight to where you can actually see what happened throughout the course of the race, it's very similar to a road race in the fact that
Or a cyclocross race. So why don't you go watch a road race or a cyclocross race? I'm not going to let...
because I can't go to Belgium.
all these team members on
You just-
Ineos can't win a stage, so we're going to put them on a gravel bike because they might be able to win that.
No. Ineos wouldn't do that. That would be somewhat forward
Cannondale
thinking.
does that.
Cannondale does that.
Oh my God. Okay.
Cannondale and Trek do that.
Okay, we're talking about gravel now. Let's get back to cyclocross. I dig it. I like watching the Van Arts and everything. So, man, we've been talking about this way longer than
I would
thought.
rather go to a cyclocross race than watch a cyclocross race. And that means not in California.
you'd have to drink.
Yeah, so you
beer
want to go
and
to
eat
see a
French fries
cyclocross
and
Yeah.
mayonnaise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'd love to do that.
Yes,
Not going to go see one in a park in Costa Mesa.
exactly. I'll back you on that. I also would not drive 5 hours to go to a desert to watch a gravel race.
Fair enough.
And everybody's like, "Well, that was great. Yeah, that was fun."
No, I grew up in motorsports. The Long Beach Grand Prix happens, and everybody's like, "Are you going? Are you going?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah,
I will watch it on TV, and then I will get the fuck on with my day.
yeah. Okay. With that said, I think we've
I think we've covered this.
Yeah, we don't need to regurgitate this one anymore, right?
No.
RJ, shut the fuck up, RJ. Start drinking 4 days in a row. Cheers.
Ryan finished it?
No.
Oh.
Fuck off.
Like and subscribe. We're out of here.
Beer sucks.
This beer's awesome.
It's actually not that bad.
No, it's actually horrendous.